How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the FUS Spartan V3. It is a 99mm wheel-based unibody true X frame, 2 to 4S capable PMP FPV racer. It weighs in at 69 grams and the frame thickness is measuring in at 2.5 millimeters. So we have the canopy with the camera on the inside, and then we have the flight controller, and then we have the frame and a bottom 3D printed plate which houses the VTX, all mounted together by 4 screws. It comes with the 1106 3800 kV motors, and the props that are provided are the Gemfan 65mm dual bladed props, and they are the push-in type props, but the motors do have 2 screw holes and 4 screws are used for mounting the motors. Now the motor wires are heat shrunk and glued on to the arm so they don't flap around. So we have the 3D printed canopy, and it houses the Runcam Nano 2 700 TV line FPV camera. Now there's lots of room for tilting the camera up as well as tilting the camera down. I have mine set to about 20 degrees up tilt. It also has the antenna mounts for the receiver with the clear straw tubing and the end caps, and the VTX antenna is mounted in the rear. Now there isn't much space within the canopy to place the receiver, and I'm using an FlySky XM receiver with just a single antenna, and it is a really small receiver. So you see I have just one antenna on this tubing and no antenna on this tubing. It fits in there pretty tight, so I'm not sure if receivers other than the XM receivers that are bigger in size, if they will fit inside of this canopy or not. So here I have removed the 4 screws and I can lift the canopy off. So as you can see, there's not much room to be had underneath of the canopy. So the XM receiver just fits in there just perfectly. So I'm not sure if you are going to be able to put larger receivers in there. Now the flight controller is a F4 all-in-one flight controller with the built-in 20 amp AFHDS 4-in-1 ESCs. It is a well-designed flight controller with solder pads highly visible, and it also comes with a pinout diagram. So here with the pinout diagram, here is the receiver section, and there is a S-bus, a 3.3 volt, 5 volt. You got a RX2, TX2, and a couple of ground pads. So if you are going to be using a crossfire receiver, you have the RX and the TX pads. And if you are using a S-bus receiver, you got the S-bus pad. And I'm using an XM receiver, so I'm using the 5 volt, the ground, and the S-bus pad. So we have the FPV camera section with the video in, the LED and buzzer pads as well, and we have the video transmitter section with the RX1, TX1, and video out. Now it has 3mm half mounting holes, 25.5 millimeters apart, and the whole thing measures in at 32.5 by 32.5 millimeter overall, and it is also soft mounted. So the micro USB connector is facing one of the motors due to the 45-degree angle placement of the flight controller, and it is hard to connect a micro USB cable because of the limited amount of space. Now I used a pretty flexible micro USB cable and it barely makes it. Unfortunately, my 90-degree adapter that I got from another quadcopter, the connection is facing the wrong way, so I'm unable to use this one. So to be safe, just loosen up the mounting screws so you can move the flight controller slightly to make it easier to connect the micro USB cable to the port to avoid pulling off the USB connector when you are connecting it to Betaflight. So the VTX is a 40 channel 25, 100, 200 milliwatt VTX, and it is housed within the 3D printed bottom plate. It has the dipole antenna connected via the IPEX or the UFL connector. There's also a single button to change the channels, the bands, and the power output, but there is no way you're going to be able to get to that button. So thank God it does have the IRC tramp protocol built in, so you can change the channels, the bands, and the power output via the Betaflight OSD using your transmitter. The battery strap provided has a pretty decent Velcro stickiness, but I found it almost impossible to make it work. The battery keeps sliding off, so I'm using a Velcro strap that came with a RunCam product, and since this has a RunCam FPV camera, it's just as well. Now it has a buckle so you can pull on it to make it tighter, but the strap mount is also on the 3D printed bottom plate, which bends when you pull on the strap and pulls on the mounting screw, the hole that is right here. So eventually the bottom 3D printed plate will fail at some point due to this fault right here. So since the screw is slightly on the long side, there is a little bit of room there, so maybe you can screw it out, put a small little washer so you can secure this bottom plate a little bit better to make it a little bit stronger so it'll last a little longer. The price is really good at $84.99. It's available only as a PNP model, so you are going to have to provide your own receiver. And it comes with just one set of these GemFan props, and batteries are not included. So I'll be testing it out with some 450 milliamp 4S batteries and some 300 milliamp 3S batteries. Now, it does handle high voltage batteries, so you can use high voltage 3S and high voltage 4S batteries as well. All right, so here we are in the field with the Spartan V3. I have a 300 milliamp battery, and that's how it looks like strapped on to the bottom of the quadcopter. It's holding in there pretty good. It's not sliding in and out, so I should be able to do some flips and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. I'm using my Radiomaster TX8. I got the 2-watt booster from a previous flight, so I'm just going to leave it on there, power it on. And FlySky X. So connect the battery. All right, let's go for a little line of sight test with a 3S battery. A little wobble to the takeoff because of the battery cables there. It looks pretty nice. I love the color, and the color of the blades make it really nice looking. Yeah, it's got good, decent power, but not crazy power with the 3S. But more than enough, I think. Oh yeah, pretty nice. I'm gonna lose orientation because this thing is so small if I go too far away. Here, let's do a little punch out before I lose orientation. That's a full throttle punch out with the 3S, so it's not like it's got tons of power, this one. One more time. There you go. Kind of feels like it's on 2S instead of 3S. My Emax Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle with the 2S is about this caliber here, I think. Yeah. But it's doing fine here. Let's check it out. Oh, little bit of flutter there. Oh yeah, nice and fun. Very small, so gotta be careful with it. Oh yeah, very nice. Gonna have a lot of fun doing FPV with this thing, but it seems to me like there's not quite enough power with the 3S battery. Usually a 3S battery quad at this size is just screaming with power, but this one, maybe due to the double blades perhaps. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring it in and try out the 4S. There we go. Oops. Alright, so here we go with a 4S battery, the 450 milliamp 4S battery, and that's how it looks like on the quadcopter. It is starting to feel a little heavy now. This battery is fairly large for this quadcopter, but I think it's just about the perfect size. They do recommend up to a 650 milliamp size battery, and I don't know how that's going to work out. Probably give you a longer flight time, but it's going to be a lot bigger and it's going to be a lot heavier than this one here. So let's go ahead and plug it in and check it out with the 4S battery. Alright, so here we go. Alright. Oh, a lot more authority it seems. Yeah, definitely a lot more zing to it. Oh yeah, now it's got lots of power. Almost lost orientation there. Oh yeah, definitely a screamer now with the 4S. Man, I can't believe we're flying these things with the 4S battery nowadays. Okay, let's do a little punch out. Oh yeah, now it's a screamer. I wonder how hot the motors are. With the 3S battery, the motors weren't that hot. It was just kind of warm, but not hot to the touch. So one more punch out. Oh yeah, definitely lots of power. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in and feel the motors real quick and see how they feel like. It's a little bit warm, but not like I have to let go of it. Yeah, I can constantly hold on to it, but it is a little warm with the 4S battery. So let's go ahead and just continue with the test. Pretty nice looking though, huh? Yeah, can't argue with that red color. Oh yeah, now you got all kinds of hang time with the 4S. Yeah, definitely a 4S is what you want to fly this thing with. I believe you can fly it with the 3S, but not as much power. Oh yeah, this thing is going to be warp speed on 4S FPV style. So let's go ahead and bring it in and do some FPV. Alright guys, so here we go with our first FPV flight with the 3S battery on the FUS Spartan V3. Let's go ahead and arm and check it out here. Feels pretty good with the 3S. Yep, idle is right about there. That seems to be pretty accurate at 50, above 50 to cruise around. And the camera looks pretty good. The Runcam Nano 2 is a very good camera. Although the battery that I'm using must be pretty old, depleted, abused. Whoa, I did have to throttle up a lot to come up from that free fall after the split S. Yeah, you do have to throttle up a lot. Oh yeah, definitely. If you do it too low, you have to throttle right away not to hit the ground. Pretty nice so far though. Yeah, it does lack in power. It's nice, but it does lack in power somewhat. Oh, telling me low battery. I'm throttling, and I am down to 3.3, so I should be bringing it in. So there you go, guys. A little demo flight with the Spartan V3 with a 3S battery. It's decent. It's really nice. Feels really good. Very responsive. But it does lack power. There we go. Alright, so here we go with a 4S battery, the 450 milliamp 4S. Let's go and check it out. Oh yeah, definitely a lot more power right off the bat. And it's very smooth still yet. And the throttle to cruise around has dropped from over 50 to now 40 something. Oh yeah, it's still nice and smooth, and it's got tons of power. And I can hear it just screaming. Nice. Oh, this is a really nice flyer with the 4S. Yeah, it can catch itself from a free fall without any problem here. Woohoo! I'm afraid the push-in props though, man, they might fly off. It's got so much power, this thing, for such a small quad. Oh yeah, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, I think. Oh, this is just awesome. Yeah, you got all kinds of hang time. Really, I'm flying a 99 millimeter quad. Yeah, we have come a very far way here. Though my VTX was kind of giving me some static when I was going down low here, coming towards myself. Oh, this is going to be a fun flyer. Woohoo! Yeah, and I think it's pretty good that I got the booster on here, because the RSSI has been going down pretty low, even though I'm not even 100 meters away. Not the XM receiver, but it's just smashed and tucked in there. So here, 150 meter bush right here. Yeah, I guess a XM receiver is good enough to fly this thing around. You're not going to go too far anyways with a small little quad like this. A small park flyer, backyard flyer, with very good behavior here. Oh, this thing is nice. Superb. although it's $84.99, you know, you do need to put in your own receiver. So that'll be another 15 to 20 bucks right there. And you need to buy your own batteries, and these batteries are not cheap. These 450 milliamp size batteries, 4S, I got 2 of them for like 30 something. And that's pretty expensive for such small batteries. But it was an emergency purchase from Amazon, so I had to pay the Amazon, you know, fee. It is a Prime delivered product, and you can return it, unlike if you buy it from anywhere else. So overall cost to fly one of these things is 85 plus 15, that's 100, and you need to buy some batteries, so you're looking at about $130 to at least have a couple of flights in. You could get some cheaper batteries and wait for it. So about $130, you could probably get about 3, maybe 4 flights, smaller size battery perhaps. Very nice, decent price. If I compared this to the Tiny Hawk E-Max 2 Freestyle, wow. Because that thing costs like $119, comes with 2 batteries. If you buy more batteries, comes to about $130. I think I would buy this one instead. Yeah, this is nice. This got tons of power. Oh yeah. And it's behaving really nicely too. All right, so there you go, guys. My demonstration flight with the FUS Spartan V3 line of sight, as well as some FPV. So I think that'll do it for this video. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time. There we go.